If you like tacos, shrimp, and alcohol-based decision-making, this is your moment. We're cooking up tequila lime shrimp with a jalapeno slaw that bites back, and a lime crema to make you feel like everything's gonna be okay. It's quick, it's bold, and it tastes like a beach vacation in a tortilla. Poor Choices Kitchen, y'all. Alright, let's start with the shrimp. I am using a 13-15 count, which just means that you're getting about 13 to 15 shrimp per pound. These are big boys, and that's exactly what I want for tacos. Now, why are we going so big? First, bigger shrimp are just way harder to overcook. They give you a little grace window on the stove, which is great if you're juggling tortillas, slaw, and filming 3 camera angles like I am. Second, they just look better. A fat shrimp poking out of a taco, that is the thumbnail right there. Now for the marinade. In a bowl, we are going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil, the zest of 1 lime, the juice of 2 limes, 3 cloves of minced garlic, and the star of the show, 1.5 ounces of silver tequila. And you want a nice blanco, something clean and citrusy, not like the caramel tasting reposados and whatnot. And as for the spices, we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of chili powder, half a teaspoon of smoked paprika, half a teaspoon of cumin, a little cayenne if you're brave, and salt and pepper to taste. Mix all that up, toss in your shrimp and get them nice and coated. You're basically sending them to a day spa. They're getting that citrus exfoliation, an oil massage, a little tequila buzz. It's a pretty good life for these guys. And you want to marinate these for 15 to 30 minutes max. Lime juice is acidic, so if you go too long, it'll start to chemically cook the shrimp, kind of like ceviche, and it's going to turn them rubbery before they ever hit the pan. Basically, shrimp are dramatic little divas and you gotta treat them right. While the shrimp are soaking up the good stuff, let's build a slaw that's crunchy, punchy, and not the sad dry cabbage situation you find at every bad backyard barbecue. In a big bowl, we're gonna toss together about 2 cups of shredded green cabbage, or you can mix green and purple if you're feeling artsy, half a cup of shredded carrots if you want a little extra sweetness, 2 thinly sliced green onions, 1 minced jalapeno, and a big handful of chopped fresh cilantro. And I say this anytime I'm handling jalapenos. If you wear corrective lenses in your eyeballs like me, aka contact lenses, please wear a glove. You will thank me later, or you will feel the worst pain of your life when you go to touch your eyes later. And by later, I mean the next day when you go to pop those contact lenses back in. Trust me, no amount of hand washing is going to save your soul. Now for the dressing, we're going to take the juice of 1 lime, zest of half a lime, a tablespoon each of mayo and olive oil, a little honey for sweetness, a splash of apple cider vinegar for tang, a teaspoon of Dijon mustard, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of cumin, and salt and pepper. And you want to taste your dressing before you commit. A great slaw dressing balances 4 things: acid from lime and vinegar, fat from mayo and oil, sweetness from the honey, and a kick from the mustard and jalapeno. If one's missing, the whole thing is going to fall flat. And once it's dialed in, toss it in with your cabbage and just let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes. It softens the crunch just slightly and gives the flavor time to blend. You don't want your slaw tasting like strangers in a bowl, okay? You want your flavors married. Celebrating anniversaries, filing taxes together, and all that shit. Next, we're gonna make a nice little lime crema. So grab yourself a small bowl and mix together half a cup of sour cream or Greek yogurt, 1 tablespoon of mayo, the zest of 1 lime, the juice of half a lime, 1 small garlic clove grated, and we're grating this so we can get more of an intense garlic flavor, and a pinch of salt to taste. Stir this up until it's smooth and creamy, and then throw it in the fridge and let those flavors blend and mellow out while you cook the shrimp. And FYI, this crema does 2 things. It cools down the heat from the shrimp and jalapeno, and it adds that creamy tang that makes all the other flavors pop. It's the Beyonce of the taco. It ties the whole group together. All right, shrimp time. We're gonna heat a large skillet or grill pan over medium-high heat until it's ripping hot. Like you can see little wisp of smoke if you wait long enough. That's the move for getting a nice sear without overcooking. Lightly pat the shrimp dry with a paper towel, because if there's too much marinade on them, they're just going to steam instead of sizzle. And we want those crispy, flavorful edges. Add a splash of high smoke point oil like avocado oil to the pan, lay the shrimp down in a single layer, and don't overcrowd them. 2 minutes per side, tops. They're done when they turn pink and opaque and start to curl slightly into a loose C shape. If they curl into a tight O, you went too far. So remember this: C for cooked, O for oh no. Let's talk tortillas, because if you don't show your tortillas some love, don't even bother making tacos. You can warm them in a dry skillet right over a gas flame, or even in the oven wrapped in foil. I love getting a little char, not burnt to hell, but just enough to make those toasty spots that smell incredible. Also a good time to make sure your stovetop grates are clean. And charred tortillas aren't just for looks. That tiny bit of caramelization deepens the flavor and makes them more flexible and helps them hold all that juicy shrimp and slaw without falling apart. And now it is time to build our masterpiece. We're gonna start with a base layer of that jalapeno cilantro slaw. It'll catch all the shrimp juices like a crunchy, flavorful safety net. Then we're gonna pile on a few shrimp. Try not to eat half of them while you build. I believe in you, kind of. Top with crumbled cotija cheese, which is pretty much like Mexican Parmesan, and that's gonna give us some salty goodness. A little extra cilantro if you're feeling like me, and maybe a couple slices of avocado if you wanna feel like you have your life together. Don't forget that crema we made too. And boom, you just made a shrimp taco so good, you'll start pretending like you invented tacos. Trust me, I already do. And that's it, tequila lime shrimp tacos with jalapeno, cilantro, slaw, and a lime crema. Crunchy, juicy, spicy, a little boozy, and a certified crowd pleaser whether you're feeding friends, family, or just yourself because you are worth it. And if this recipe made you hungry or slightly tipsy, you know what to do. Hit the buttons that tell the algorithm that I exist and come hang out again with me in the next video. By the way, we got a Patreon link down in the description. $1 a month is all we ask for to pay for recipes in these here inflated times. And we've also got YouTube memberships that's $2.99, does the exact same thing. Recipes in these here inflated times. You all keep me afloat, more than you know. And I hope you enjoyed this. Of course, the poor choice was tequila. You better be drinking that tequila if you're going to be cooking with it. And there will be some Amazon affiliate links down in the description. Those will link you to all the things I use in this episode, which again goes a long way in helping this channel. So until next time, I hope you enjoy this recipe and I will see you hopefully at the next Taco Tuesday. Peace.